the summer of 2002, Des and Nani joined Native Baha'is from Alaska, Canada, and the United States for a 6-week intensive training institute in South Dakota. The group made it through all 6 books in the Rui sequence and practiced what they learned through service to the community.
It was that 6 weeks that was the best 6 weeks I've ever experienced. And it was so intense, and we were such, an inspired group that we went out into the community, and we had just fun, events and Baha'i gatherings, and we went out and taught the faith.
It did have had a major impact in my life, because that's when I realized, okay, this is who I am, and I've got to be a serious youth if I want to be a role model for my friends.
And all of those youth went on to do something great.
While the girls were away, Charlotte was asked to become the outreach coordinator at the Native American Baha'i Institute near the family's home in Arizona. This was no small task, given that her area of service included hundreds of miles of territory. Her role was to establish ongoing programs throughout the region, including children's classes, study groups, and devotional meetings. Everywhere she went, Charlotte brought members of her family to help organize the programs and act as tutors for the study groups. Continued study of the Baha'i faith and opportunities for service gave Charlotte an even deeper appreciation for the way Baha'i teachings could complement the native traditions she valued.
And I realized that the teachings of the faith are very important. And then even more than that, that they go hand in hand with our great spiritual teachings of our people.
I said, wow, their lifestyle and the writings and everything is basically identical almost with the Navajo culture. And even my great-great-grandmother told me that there is going to be a man who come out will bring in a new message of God. I felt this strong need for prayers. I don't know, something. I woke up real early and something kind of like a magnet draw me to build a fire in the sweat lodge. And I sat in there and prayed for about 3 hours.
Through prayer and personal reflection, John decided to build a traditional Navajo prayer hogan that could be used as a meeting place for people from all over the world.
A prayer house of worship, basically, where you could say prayers and invite the Baha'is who are going to be growing in this community. This was before there wasn't too many Baha'is.
John's example of service inspired his children and helped lay a new foundation of a unified family and turned the household into a point of attraction for the whole community.
All through my life, my father's been excellent with. He just teaches me some real life, things that you'll need throughout your life. So I would go up with him to chop trees down, to cut up the firewood, and I'm awesome with an axe. And it comes with the territory, It's part of the way of life. And it's all very spiritual when you think about it, because Baha'u'llah says work is worship, right? And when you're working, it's a prayer. And I think that's the gift my father has given me. He taught me how to be a hard worker. And so now I feel equipped to go out into the world.
Seeing so many people from diverse backgrounds visit their family hogan, Des, Nani, and James acquired a newfound sense of service and a vision of themselves as citizens of the world, not just the reservation.
When I went to Belize, I noticed, how similar and alike our people are with the Belizeans there. And it was kind of the opposite. You think you're going to get a glimpse of the entire world, except I went there and I go, oh, they're just like us,
Des and Nani traveled to Belize in Central America to participate in a youth project. Des was asked by the National Spiritual Assembly of the Baha'is of Belize to be one of the project coordinators.
people there were, just like the Native Americans, colonized by the British people, and the Native Americans kind of pushed around by the Europeans, and so we got along really well. And they were surprised to find out that I was from the United States, and that, I was a Native American living on a reservation, quite similar to, the Belizean way of living. And because their idea of an American is wealthy, every family member has a car pretty much, well-to-do, college, and they thought I was just a rich girl, coming down to help the poor Belizeans type of thing. But I said, no, I worked really hard to get here.
Today we went to some Mayan ruins, and we went with our Baha'i friend who's Mayan herself, and she showed us around, and we climbed tall. We climbed a lot of stairs, let's say, and we went to the top and we said some prayers and took some pictures. It was amazing to me in my heart. I could see things and feel presence of spiritualness, of ancient people there, and it was amazing. I myself felt like crying, but because before I left, my grandparents were like, well, be sure and tell your friends, that the Belizean people you meet there, that you're all related somehow. My grandfather had written a letter saying that the Belizeans, the Mayan here, were related to them, and he said, make sure that your relatives know that you're a Baha'i. And it was really special.